Hi everybody, Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Hi everyone, I'm David Aragona and welcome to the March 9th edition of Horses to Watch, where we carefully analyze trips from the past week, looking for horses that might have encountered adversity and could be worth betting back when they run back in the future. This week we're taking a look back at two races from last Saturday, one from Gulfstream Park and one from Aqueduct. The race at Gulfstream is a maiden event. Aqueduct, we're going to look at one of the stakes races that took place on their Saturday card. But let's start in South Florida with that maiden race from Gulfstream Park. It is the second race of the day on March 5th, a maiden special weight going 7 furlongs for the 3-year-old fillies. And let's check out the number 4, Tiffany's Mo, and the number 8, Inviting, as they come out of the gate. And you could see that the number 8, Inviting, kind of got squeezed back between horses, got bumped coming out of the gate, and that's her towards the back of the pack now in those black silks with the cherry cap of the Phipps stable. And you could see Inviting kind of quickly moving up in between horses, trying to regain that position that she lost when she was bumped and steady coming out of the starting gate. And that's something that you want to note with first-time starters. And both of these horses that I am highlighting, the 4 and the 8, are both horses that are making their career debuts in this race. And when a horse in their debut has trouble like that at the start and has to rush up, it's really detrimental to their performance, because that's a lot of adversity you have to overcome in just the opening furlong of your first ever horse race. And you could see that when Inviting is still trying to advance on the far turn. It's not like the leaders are going slowly up front. It's a pretty honest pace. And Javier Castellano, the rider on Inviting, is asking her to make that move up now and all the way into 4th place as they come towards the top of the stretch. She's going to flatten out a little bit, but as they come to the top of the stretch, check out the number 4, Tiffany's Mo, as she's coming into the screen right here. That was her kind of throwing her head about, trying to come up inside of that horse in the yellow silks at the quarter pole. Just got a little bit tight in there. Joel Rosario, I think, thought he had more room than he ultimately did when he tried to come through inside of that horse, and she just lost a little bit of momentum kind of in tight quarters trying to come through that rail path at the top of the stretch. Both of these horses fade off the screen. They don't really finish with a lot of vigor coming across the finish line, but I think they both had spots of trouble in this race. I'm probably a bit more interested in the number 8, Inviting, for Shug McGahee, just because her trainer, Shug McGahee, not a trainer that really has horses cranked up to win their debuts, and she did have that spot of trouble at the start, made that mid-race move and then flattened out. Tiffany's Mo, I just think for Dale Romans, even though she took a lot of money in this race, a horse that probably needed this debut sprinting. She's really bred to go farther. Tiffany's Mo is a horse that is out of the dam, that's a half-sister to Money Multiplier and Intense Holiday, both horses that wanted to go a lot farther than 7 furlongs. So I think that she's one that could improve in subsequent races, and both of these horses are ones that you might want to follow when they make their next starts, probably going a route of ground. Let's move on to a race at Aqueduct. This was actually the feature race on this Saturday card, the Grade 3 Gotham going a mile. And I'm going to talk about a horse that I actually picked in this race, though it's not Sour Grapes or anything like that. Just a horse that I think did not have the best trip, the number 8, Bold Journey. Let's break these horses from the gate. And I'll say right off the top, Bold Journey was never beating the winner, Morello, in this race. So the winner was pretty dominant and convincing. But check out the start for Bold Journey, that number 8 horse in those yellow and blue silks. Does not get away that sharply. Breaks about a length slowly, gets squeezed back after the start. If you actually check out the head-on of this race, it's very instructive, because this horse got bumped from both sides out of the starting gate. And check out right here, he's a horse that does want to be forwardly placed, and he's tugging at his rider, Jorge Vargas, who's trying to restrain him towards the back of the pack. But you could see Bold Journey, it's his instinct to want to go forward and contest the pace, and the rider's not allowing him to do that, trying to get him in some cover in behind runners to just in front of him. And the horse is really not reacting well to that for about the first quarter mile of this race. Now, this Gotham, I kind of talked about it when I handicapped this race for the Timeform US last week. It was a race that had a lot of speed signed on paper, and if you looked at the Timeform US data, it predicted a fast pace. Didn't really play out that way on the racetrack. Some of the speeds didn't break that well, one of which was Bold Journey, and just a couple of horses really showed early initiative, those being the number 5 Dean's List and the number 9 Morello. They probably were the 2 best horses on the day, but they got to set a pretty moderate pace towards the front end. And check out Bold Journey now towards the back of the pack. His rider, Jorge Vargas, has guided him down towards the inside. He really did not ask this horse for much run at all until they get to the quarter pole, and he's going to set him down here, but he's already eaten so much dirt. He fought the rider early in the race, and now that he's finally asking him for run, it's like the race is already over for him by this point. He's down on the inside and just kind of not really going anywhere, not picking up his feet, and he's actually going to finish 9th of 10th in this race and lose this race by over 20 lengths by the time they get to the wire. But I don't want to focus too much on that margin of defeat, because if you watched the races at Aqueduct on Saturday, it was a pretty tiring course. Horses that were 10 lengths behind to the top of the stretch ended up losing races by 30 lengths. Just a lot of horses got really tired if they weren't handling that demanding surface at Aqueduct on Saturday. So I want to be somewhat forgiving of how much Bold Journey lost this race by. And he's a horse that had shown a lot of promise as a New York bred early in his career. They tried an ambitious spot in the Gotham. I think the way the trip shook out for him, he just never had a chance to be effective in that race. I do still think this horse has some talent, and if they set their sights a little bit lower next time out, I think he's one that could bounce back with a much better effort. He is that younger half brother to Grade 1 Cigar Mile winner American Revolution, so there's pedigree for this horse to be okay, but he does need to break sharply and get a more forwardly placed trip, something that he's been effective doing in the past. So those are the horses to watch for this week, just for 3 horses from 2 races. If you want to follow these horses moving forward, you can add them to your horse watch on DRF.com. Just add these horses to a list on the website, and you'll get email notifications when these horses run back in the future. So thanks for tuning in this week, and make sure to catch future episodes of Horses to Watch on upcoming Wednesdays.